Hello, today we're going to explore volume. As a reminder, volume is the measure of space taken up by a solid object. Today you are going to be given problems with the following directions. Each cube is 1 cubic unit. Find the volume of each figure. Hint, count the number of cubes used to build each solid figure. Now in this first problem here, we are given a rectangular prism. There's a few different methods you can go about solving this. The first one is you can simply count the cubes that create this rectangular prism. So the first thing you can do is count the cubes, and we see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in fact my volume, or V, equals 9 cubic units. So yes, you can simply count as well, but if we are given an exact rectangular prism, we do know that the area of the base times your height, or known as length times width times height, will also give us the volume. So let's confirm that that is correct. So here we have our base, and our base in fact is a square. So we have side times side to find the area. So we have 3 units here, and we have 3 units here as well. So the area of my base, 3 times 3, is 9. But now I'm going to check my height. My height is only 1 unit tall. So now if I was to find my volume here, we're just going to do my length times my width times my height. Now here I have 3 times 3 is 9 times 1 is 9, giving me the same answer I got when I counted the cubes as well. So either method works. Sometimes you will be given cubes here, which will make it very simple that you can just simply count the cubes to create how much is what to create, how many cubes, to determine how many cubes created this object. Now, if you don't always have that, where it's harder to count, you can simply use the volume formula, length times width times height. Now in this example here, we don't have a rectangular prism. Therefore, we can't use the volume formula, length times width times height, because we are not given a rectangular prism. But what we can do is we can count the cubes that are used to create this object. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Therefore, my volume of this object is, in fact, 15 cubic units, or you can also write it as units cubed as well. All unit of measurements work as long as you recognize that we have cubic units. Here we are counting the cubes that create this figure. That will give us the volume, because we know that volume is how much space an object takes up. So to find that, you can simply count the given cubes that create that figure. Now for this next one here, we're also going to count. I notice this is not a rectangular prism, and in fact you will have some cool figures today, and you will be counting the cubes to help you find that volume. So let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So therefore my volume here again is 9 cubic 9 cubic units is giving me the volume of this figure here. So now, as we move on to our next problem, we have another rectangular prism. So the first thing you can do is you can simply count the cubes that create this rectangular prism. Or you can also use our volume formula, length times width times height, because we have a rectangular prism. So I'm going to first count the cubes I see and then confirm if my formula works. So let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. But by noticing here, I have 12 cubes here, which means I'm also going to have another layer here, which is going to give me another 12 cubes on the side I can't fully see. So 12 plus 12 is 24 units cubed, or cubic units. So I'm just going to record that here. And then just to confirm what I counted is correct with my volume formula. So I'm going to count, my length is 4 units, my width is 2 units, and my height is 3 units. So now my volume is my length times my width times my width times my height. So first, my length times my width is 4 times 2 times my height of 3. And I know that the area of my base, 4 times 2, is 8. Now I'm going to multiply that by my height, and 8 times 3 is 24 units cubed, which in fact is the same answer I got counting, so that means when I counted, this is correct. When I do have a rectangular prism given with cubes, I do like to confirm my answer using the formula as well, because sometimes it's easy to miss a cube, especially behind the rectangle, that you can't always see in that rectangular prism. So I do like to confirm it both ways, just to confirm that my final answer is in fact 24 units cubed. Now in this last one, I have a rectangular prism here, and then I have a part that's not exactly there. So I'm going to look really closely and see what's given to me. I'm going to deal with this first part here. I notice that I have 2 layers here as my height, but notice here only has 1 layer as my height. So therefore here I'm going to start by counting 1, 2, and then I see 3, 4, 5, 6 has to be the part that I can't fully see. So I have 6 cubes behind it, and I also have another 6 cubes here. So 6 plus 6 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So here my volume is in fact 18 units cubed, or you could say cubic units as well. Now again, notice here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I see that here one part of this rectangular prism is 6 cubic units, so behind it also has to be 6 cubic units, giving me a total of 12 cubes, whether I can see all the cubes or not. Then I have to also include this front part here, and that's where I started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then I combine the two amounts, 12 plus 6, giving me a volume of 18 cubic units, or units cubed. Now notice this volume is telling me how much space this object takes up. That is what volume is. When you have a figure like this that's not a rectangular prism and it's created by cubes, you can simply count the cubes to help you determine how many cubes create the given figure. During today's activities, feel free to refer back to this video at any time to help you complete the problems.